Hey, third graders, it's Mrs. Seals back for our next science lab and our first science lab of 2021. I hope you're excited. I hope you had a good break. So, for the next couple of weeks, we're going to be talking about the solar system, which is super exciting since third grade is really the only grade level that goes into the planets and all of that sort of stuff. So, we're not going to go into the planets and stuff quite yet. This week, we're going to start by talking about the sun. So, your target says I can describe and illustrate the sun as a star composed of gases that provides light and thermal energy. So, we can already learn a lot about the sun just from our target. So the sun, hopefully, some of these things kind of sound familiar. You have learned about the sun in, I know you learned about the sun in kindergarten and first grade. I'm not sure about second, but so some of these things should sound familiar. So the sun is a star. The sun is composed of gases. So let's go back to that. In other words, the sun does not have like a solid rocky surface like the earth and the moon do. It's a ball of gas. The sun is the earth's main source of light and thermal energy. Hopefully you remember thermal energy means heat. And it is the center of our solar system. So let's talk a little bit more about each of these. So a lot of people wonder, well, how is the sun a star? Because I know the stars I see at night are very tiny. They don't light up the entire earth like the sun does. So how is the sun a star? The sun is a star because stars are composed of gases, and the sun is also composed of gas. Specifically, the main two gases in the sun are hydrogen and helium. Stars also make their own light and their own heat, so the sun does that as well. The sun is a medium-sized star, which a lot of people don't know. They think it's the largest star. So that brings me to a question. If the sun is only a medium-sized star, why is it so much brighter than all the other stars? Because again, remember all the stars we see at night, they're just like little tiny kind of white dots up in the sky. And the sun heats up and lights up our entire earth every single day. So if it's only a medium star, how is it able to do that? Any ideas? Go ahead and see what you can come up with. Talk to somebody, and then when you're ready, press play. So the sun is so much brighter than all the other stars because it is the closest star to Earth. So even though it's not the biggest, it's the closest. Even though it is the closest, it is still very, very, very far away. The sun is 91 million miles away. That's very far. But look at this that I'm about to tell you. How much closer, even though it's so far, how much closer it is compared. The next closest star is 25 trillion miles away. So this is this is 91 million. Then we have billions. The next closest star after the sun is 25 trillion miles away. That is far. That number is almost too big to even comprehend. So the sun, we said it is composed of gases. It's a star. It's the closest star to Earth. The sun is the center of the solar system. So what that means is our solar system is made up of 8 planets and the moons that some of the planets have. Not all of the planets have moons, but some of them do, and some of the planets have lots of moons. We'll go more into that in a couple weeks. And this is our solar system. And so all 8 of these planets and our moons orbit around the sun. The sun is so large, it has such a strong gravitational pull that it's able to keep the entire solar system in place. It keeps all the planets in their orbit. This is why the planets don't crash into each other or float off, because the gravitational pull of the sun keeps us all in our places. So why is the sun important? I will give you a minute, see what you can come up with and think about, and let us know, or when you're ready, press play. The sun is important for lots of reasons. One reason the sun is important is because of the light that it gives us. Without the light from the sun, our earth would be very dark. It would look like nighttime all the time. And then if we didn't have the light from the sun, plants would not be able to grow. And without plants, we would not have food to eat or clean air to breathe. So the sun's light is very important. Also, without the heat from the sun, Earth would be very, very, very cold, probably too cold for us to be able to survive. And without the sun's gravitational pull holding all of the planets in place, we would just kind of float off into space, or planets would be colliding into each other. Also, I didn't put it here, but the sun is important because not just because of its light and heat, but because of something called thermal energy. And that's when the energy from the sun can be captured and turned into electricity and energy to heat our homes and buildings and schools, and make the lights be able to turn on and off, and the air conditioner and all of that stuff. And solar energy is a very good energy source because to capture solar energy does not add pollution into the atmosphere. It doesn't raise the greenhouse gases or anything like that. And plus, the sun is what we call a renewable resource, which means we have a constant supply of it. No, we don't have to worry about running out of the energy from the sun. So the sun is very, very important to us. Here's a picture of the sun showing different layers. Just like the earth has different layers, the sun does as well. You don't have to memorize these. I just wanted to show you that even though the sun is a ball of gas, it does have different layers. And the target says describe and illustrate the sun. So that's what the students in class will be doing. They will be drawing, coloring, maybe possibly even painting a picture of the sun and describing 3 facts about the sun to me. If this is something you would like to do at home, I would love to see it. Remember, Science Lab is not required, but it is a good way to kind of reinforce these concepts. Also, remember there is a short quiz on Schoology to see what you have learned about the sun. I hope that you had a good time learning about the sun, and I will see you next week. Bye, guys.